Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Coco Gauff reveals her triumph in 2025 French Open was fueled by other super athletes. It takes extraordinary courage to return to the site of heartbreak, and even more to emerge victorious there. For Coco Gauff, the 2025 French Open was not just about lifting a trophy, but about confronting the ghosts of a painful past. 3 years after suffering a crushing defeat in her first Grand Slam final at Roland Garros, Gauff came full circle, capturing the title and solidifying her rise as one of the brightest stars in tennis. In 2022, an 18-year-old Gauff stood on the same red clay, wide-eyed and hopeful, facing a dominant Iga Swiatek, then riding a 34-match win streak. The result was a lopsided 6-1, 6-3 loss. At the time, it seemed like a devastating blow to a young player's dreams. But Gauff, instead of crumbling, rebuilt. Memories from the 2023 US Open. Her moment of redemption came this year in a thrilling 3-set victory over Aryna Sabalenka, who had also been her opponent in the 2023 US Open final. After dropping the first set 6-7, Gauff rallied back with the resilience of a champion, claiming the next 2 sets 6-2, 6-4. With this win, she became the first American woman to win the French Open singles title since Serena Williams in 2015. In her post-match press conference, Gauff was quick to acknowledge not only her growth on the court, but the internal work that brought her here. The fighting spirit, I think it's something that I've had naturally, she said, but trying to be more positive is something I had to work on. Big importance of the mental health for Coco. That mental growth, she revealed, came in part from role models who exemplify resilience and mental fortitude, like gymnastics icon Simone Biles and Olympic hurdler Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone. I really look up to Simone Biles and the way she has been able to help mental health in sports. Gauff said, Sydney McLaughlin is someone I really like and look up to in that way too. I think she just pushes herself. Thank you for watching. Gauff's admiration for the two athletes goes beyond their records and accolades. Biles, the most decorated gymnast in history, famously withdrew from several events during the Tokyo 2020 Olympics to protect her mental well-being, a decision that sparked a global conversation about mental health in elite sports. McLaughlin-Levrone has also been outspoken about the pressures of competition, all while smashing world records in the 400 meters hurdles and launching a $50 million foundation to support youth sports and mental health initiatives. All of them united with New Balance. Gauff shares more than just values with these women, she shares a brand. All three are ambassadors for New Balance and have appeared in campaigns together, including the 2023 Together in Sport ad. Their support for one another extends across platforms, with mutual appreciation posts and public encouragement. Gauff, now 21, is carving out her own legacy, one defined not just by talent, but by tenacity. Her journey from heartbreak to triumph in Paris underscores the strength it takes to fail, reflect, and return stronger. Inspired by women who redefined mental toughness, Gauff has now done the same for tennis. In the gleaming Parisian afternoon, red clay dust still clinging to her shoes and the trophy cradled in her arms, Coco Gauff smiled. Not just with the satisfaction of a Grand Slam champion, but with the quiet reflection of someone who had climbed a mountain with the echoes of giants pushing her forward. The 2025 French Open final had been a battle. 3 sets of blistering forehands, impossible defense, and raw emotion. Her opponent, the formidable Iga Swiatek, had taken the first set with surgical precision. The second was a tug-of-war that saw Gauff claw her way back. And the third? It was fire. It was instinct. It was everything she learned from legends, not just in tennis, but across the landscape of sport. When the final ball sailed wide and the crowd erupted, Coco didn't just fall to her knees because she had won. She fell because she had become. Later that evening, seated at the post-match press conference, someone asked her, "What was different this time, Coco? What pushed you through?" She took a breath, smiled, and said something unexpected. "This wasn't just me out there. This win belongs to a lot of people, and not just tennis players." She leaned into the mic, eyes glinting. Sometimes, the fuel comes from watching others chase greatness. The sprinter's grit, inspired by Sha'Carri Richardson. Back in early spring, Gauff had been training in Florida when she watched a clip of Sha'Carri Richardson blazing through the 100 meters at the 2024 Olympics. The American sprinter's golden locks streamed behind her like fire, her eyes laser-focused, her body a missile of defiance and purpose. I remember sitting on the gym floor, stretching, watching her finish with that smile. Coco said, "I felt something shift." She ran not just to win, but to reclaim space, to say I belong. That lit something in me. Coco wrote Richardson's name on a sticky note and put it on her locker. The swimmer's calm, inspired by Katie Ledecky. On particularly tough training days, Gauff often found herself thinking of Katie Ledecky, the long-distance swimming phenom who made impossible endurance look like poetry. There's something about how she controls her breathing, her pacing. It's not flashy. It's discipline. There were days at Roland Garros when I was down love 40 on my serve, and I thought, breathe like Ledecky. Just breathe. That mindset became a mantra. In between points, Coco would close her eyes for a second, mimicking the calm precision of Ledecky's stroke, visualizing the lane, not the net. The GOAT's mindset, inspired by Simone Biles. When Gauff was asked how she handled the mental pressure of being one of the faces of tennis at just 21, she didn't hesitate. Simone Biles taught me it's okay to say, I need a second. Her courage wasn't just in what she did, but what she didn't do, when she chose herself over expectation. That stuck with me. At the French Open, between matches, Coco meditated. She journaled. She wrote letters to herself. One of them simply read, "You do not owe perfection. You owe honesty." She tore it out and tucked it in her tennis bag. It stayed there the whole tournament. The quarterback's fire, inspired by Patrick Mahomes. Coco also found inspiration in another field entirely, the NFL, specifically from Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes. His Super Bowl comeback in 2025 had made headlines not just for the win, but for the poise under pressure. There's something about how he walks onto that field, Coco said. You know he's going to figure it out. I wanted that in my game. Even when I was down in matches, I told myself, channel that Mahomes energy. Keep the head up, keep making plays. During her semifinal against Aryna Sabalenka, down 3-5 in the second set, Coco adjusted her visor and smiled. She later admitted, "In that moment, I pretended I had a helmet on." The soccer legend's legacy, inspired by Megan Rapinoe. One more name came up in Coco's press conference. Megan Rapinoe. Her leadership, the way she's used her voice, on and off the pitch, that gave me the confidence to stand in my truth, Gauff said. This win isn't just about tennis. It's about showing that young black girls, or anyone really, can take up space in any room, any court, any world. In Paris, Coco wore a rainbow pin on her warm-up jacket. Quietly, intentionally. She had no press release about it. She didn't need one. Rapinoe taught me that winning is powerful, but so is being seen. The mirror moment. The night before the final, Coco stood in front of the mirror in her hotel room. No cameras, no coaches, just her. Her playlist softly playing Billie Eilish, her racket leaning against the wall. She stared into her reflection, thinking of Sha'Carri's sprint, Ledecky's calm, Simone's strength, Mahomes' fire, and Rapinoe's presence. And then, slowly she whispered, "You are not just Coco. You are every lesson, every fight, every flame." Then she smiled. "And now, you are ready." The victory and the echo. After Coco sealed the final point on court, Philippe Chatrier, she blew a kiss to the sky, tapped her chest 3 times, and sank into her seat. She didn't cry until she looked up and saw the faces in her player box. Her family, her team, her heroes in spirit. "I didn't win this alone," she told the world. "This trophy has a whole relay behind it." As the sun dipped below the Paris skyline, she walked through the tunnels of Roland Garros, her hand brushing the nameplate on the trophy. Her footsteps echoed softly. But if you listen closely, maybe you hear something else. The rhythmic beat of greatness, passed down and passed on. Epilogue, the letter. Months later, in an interview with Time, Gauff revealed she had written the letter the night before the final. It was addressed to all the girls watching at home. Part of it read, "You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be ready to rise. Find your fire in the ones who came before you, and leave sparks for the ones who come after."